Welcome back, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, to another If I Had Written episode. And in today's If I Had Written, we're going to be looking at the highly speculated Hulk versus Wolverine film. Now, If I Had Written is something that is pre-writes, rewrites, custom projects, everything in between in the world of pop culture, and this episode was really requested after the events of Deadpool and Wolverine. A lot of people wanted me to do something with the highly speculated Hulk versus Wolverine film that a lot of people have been theorizing that might come out as another Wolverine and Hulk project. A lot of people have been saying that it's in the works. There's been a lot of theories online, a lot of different speculation, and I was like, you know, it would really be cool if I were to do my own version, maybe a simple version of Hulk versus Wolverine. I wanted to take little bits and pieces from the comic books, from the MCU, and also the Lionsgate Hulk versus cartoon. That was probably one of my favorite cartoons that has ever been made, and it's just something that I was like, I would love to do something like this, where I could place in my own storyline, kind of like my own universe, right? That would probably take place within the MCU timeline, but maybe not on Earth 616. I think it would be really interesting if this took place on a variant world, maybe like 838, or maybe 837, whatever it could be, but I think it would be very interesting to see the events play out where this is going to take place during 2007, so before the events of the first Incredible Hulk. But that being said, my fellow watchers, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn those notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date when I post the next episode. With that being said, let's dive into the brand new If I Had Written episode. In the biting cold of a Canadian winter in 2007, the remote snow-covered expanses of Alberta serve as a backdrop to an impending storm of another kind. General Thunderbolt Ross, a man with a military demeanor as harsh as the blizzards of the north, makes his way into a dimly lit bar, a stark contrast to the white wilderness outside. Inside, Logan sits in isolation, his eyes wary, the weight of his tumultuous past a constant companion. Ross approaches with deliberate steps, his presence parting the smoky air as he sets down an envelope brimming with photographs of destruction. Each image is more harrowing than the last, a playground reduced to splinters, cars crumpled like paper, a family home collapsed under an unseen force. The devastation is widespread, the aftermath of the Hulk's rampages growing increasingly severe. Ross lays out the situation with clinical precision, detailing the casualties, the terror, and the urgency of stopping this force of nature before more lives are lost. Logan, known for his resilience, and fierce independence, listens intently, his instincts honed from years of battles, both physical and psychological. The offer from Ross is straightforward, yet fraught with complexity. Track down the Hulk, stop the mayhem, and in return, gain access to top-secret information that could unravel the mysteries of Logan's fragmented past. Compelled by the gravity of the situation and the personal stakes involved, Logan reluctantly agrees. He leaves the warmth of the bar, stepping into the cold night, his resolve as hard as the frozen ground beneath his boots. At a secure location, he prepares for the mission. The warehouse is filled with gear tailored for durability and the unique challenges posed by the Hulk. Logan selects his tools with precision, each weapon and piece of equipment, a testament to his preparedness and skill. As he gears up, flashes of Logan's past flicker before him, the harsh lights of the Weapon X facility, the cold steel of the operating tables, the relentless pain of transformation. These memories are interwoven with his methodical preparation, highlighting the duality of his nature, both man and weapon. The journey into the wilderness is treacherous. Logan rides his motorcycle through the storm, following the trail of destruction left by the Hulk. Uprooted trees, deep gashes in the earth, and abandoned vehicles mark the path of the rampaging beast. With each mile, the signs grow fresher, the air heavier with the scent of chaos. Meanwhile, in a secure government facility, Nick Fury and his team monitor Logan's progress. The screens flicker with images of Logan moving through the storm, a lone figure against a backdrop of white. Fury and his team debate the implications of their two most volatile subjects crossing paths. There's a palpable tension among them, awareness that they are potentially orchestrating a conflict with unforeseen consequences. Logan's tracking skills lead him to a desolate area where the destruction is particularly severe. A half-collapsed barn, its structure shattered by immense force, offers the first real clue, a shred of purple fabric caught on a jagged piece of wood, unmistakably part of the Hulk's torn attire. The fabric is stained with blood, a stark reminder of the violent encounters that have occurred. This clue cements Logan's resolve. His senses sharpen, the hunter within awakened fully. The snow crunches underfoot as he advances, each step taking him closer to the inevitable confrontation. The act ends with Logan standing at the edge of a vast, open field, the tracks of the Hulk leading into the treacherous terrain ahead. The storm rages around him, a mirror of the turmoil within Logan's own heart, a storm of duty, fear, and rage, brewing towards a climax that promises to shake the very foundations of his world. As the storm grows more severe, Logan, with his heightened senses, tuned to the chaos of nature and the beast he tracks, follows the trail deeper into the snow-smothered forest. The silence of the blizzard is sporadically broken by the distant roars of the Hulk, each bellow shaking the frozen landscape, leaving behind a trail of shattered trees and deeply furrowed earth. Logan moves with a predator's grace, his every sense alert. The snow, thick and unyielding, crunches subtly under his subtle weight. His breath forms small clouds that disappear into the frigid air, mirroring the steam that puffs from the Hulk's maw, visible now as he rampages through a clearing ahead. The sight of the Hulk is startling, not just the size, but the palpable aura of raw, uncontrolled power. Logan hesitates, not out of fear, but out of a momentary acknowledgement of what he faces, a force of nature barely contained in the form of a man. Without a sound, Logan steps into the open, his presence enough to draw the Hulk's attention. The Hulk turns, his eyes burning with a wild, primal challenge. There's no word, no warning before the Hulk charges, massive legs propelling him forward with terrifying speed. Logan's claws extend with a hiss, catching the moonlight as he braces for impact. The collision is monumental, a symphony of primal fury and honed combat prowess. Logan's agility and experience are evident as he dodges and weaves, his adamantium claws scoring deep marks on Hulk's seemingly invulnerable skin. But Hulk's power is overwhelming, his blows sending shockwaves through the ground, uprooting trees and tossing Logan like a rag doll against the snowy banks. As they clash, echoes of Bruce Banner's painful transformations flicker through the melee. Flashes of a brilliant scientist, consumed by his alter ego, his cries of anguish merging with the Hulk's roars. These glimpses into Bruce's torment parallel Logan's own flashbacks of the Weapon X program, where he too was turned into a weapon against his will, fighting internal and external battles just to survive. Their fight is brutal and unyielding. Hulk's rage meets Logan's relentless assault, neither willing to back down. But as the battle rages, a moment of clarity shocks Hulk into stillness. Banner's consciousness surfaces, his eyes meeting Logan's with a desperate human plea. Logan, recognizing the conflict within, pauses, his claws retracting slightly. This isn't just a beast, this is a man fighting for control. The moment is brief. The Hulk, overwhelmed by confusion and rage, lashes out blindly, forcing Logan to defend himself. However, instead of pressing the attack, Logan shifts his approach, speaking calmly, trying to reach Banner through the haze of the Hulk's rage. His words are carried away by the blizzard, but the intent seems to pierce the confusion, calming Hulk just enough to cause hesitation. This pause allows military helicopters to appear overhead, their spotlights cutting through the darkness, illuminating the two figures in the clearing. General Ross's voice booms over a loudspeaker, demanding surrender. Logan, realizing the trap he's walked into, feels the sting of betrayal. Ross had never intended a quiet capture. This was always going to end in a spectacle. As troops begin to surround the area, Logan makes a split-second decision. He uses his body as a shield to cover the Hulk, signaling him to escape. The Hulk, still partly Banner, understands the gesture, and, with a ground-shaking roar, bounds away into the darkness, leaving Logan to face Ross's forces alone. Logan stands defiant as the soldiers advance. His look is one of madness, ready to face whatever comes next, but inwardly he's reeling from the complexity of his feelings. Anger at Ross's manipulation, empathy for Banner, and a renewed sense of his own relentless battle with the beast within. As the military closes in, Logan's stance is a picture of defiance mixed with calculated caution. He assesses his surroundings, his eyes darting between the approaching soldiers and the thick snow-laden forest where Hulk vanished. The night is chaotic, filled with the noise of choppers, shouting men, and the crunch of boots on snow. Despite the odds, there's a calmness to Logan, born from countless battles fought and survived. General Ross, observing from a safe distance, directs his troops through a megaphone, his voice booming over the noise, ordering them to capture Logan. He's determined not only to bring in the Hulk, but also to leverage Logan's unique abilities for his own clandestine projects. But Logan is no stranger to manipulation and betrayal. His muscles tense, ready to spring into action, not to flee, but to engage as a distraction, to give Hulk more time to escape. The clash is swift and violent. Logan dives into the fray with a ferocity that stuns the soldiers. His claws flash under the artificial light of the helicopters, each swipe meant to disarm rather than to maim. He moves like a ghost through the ranks, pushing deeper into the encircling troops, forcing them to follow him away from Hulk's last known location. His plan is simple yet risky: draw them away and then disappear into the wilderness. Meanwhile, deep in the forest, Hulk's transformation back to Bruce Banner is complete. Shivering and disoriented, Banner hides, his mind a tumult of fear and fragmented memories of the night's events. He hears the distant sounds of the battle, Logan's sacrifice not lost on him. It's a turning point for Banner, who realizes that perhaps he's not as alone in his struggles as he thought. Back at the clearing, Logan's distraction works. With many troops drawn away, he seizes the moment to make his own escape. But as he turns to leave, he's confronted by a specialized unit, equipped with technology designed to subdue him. The battle is harder, pushing Logan to his limits. Yet, his resolve doesn't waver. His goal has always been clear: ensure Hulk's and now Banner's safety. The fight culminates in a standoff as Logan, cornered and outnumbered, finds an unexpected ally in the arrival of a SHIELD intervention team led by Nick Fury himself. Fury, having monitored the situation, intervenes not just to aid Logan, but to take into custody the very soldiers who now threaten them. Fury recognizes the value in both Logan and Banner, not as weapons, but as individuals deserving of help and respect. In the aftermath, as the soldiers are rounded up, Fury approaches Logan with an offer of alliance and protection. He suggests a new path, one that involves less running and more fighting back against those who would use them as tools. Logan, wary but intrigued, agrees to consider the offer, his respect for Fury growing based on his actions tonight. Logan is alone once again, watching from a distance as Banner is safely extracted by another part of Fury's team. He's not ready to join them yet. He needs to ensure this isn't another trap. But there's a sense of hope, a flicker of a possibility that perhaps there's a place for someone like him, a warrior, a protector, a survivor in this vast, chaotic world. The snow continues to fall, covering the scars of tonight's battle, as Logan disappears into the forest, his figure swallowed up by the darkness and the storm, but with a new direction and potential allies waiting in the wings. Sometime later, Logan and Nick Fury stand in a dimly lit S.H.I.E.L.D. command center, about a year after the events of Hulk. The wall in front of them is filled with various live feeds from news channels across the globe, monitoring potential threats and superhero activities. Suddenly, one of the screens flickers and changes to a breaking news story. The headline is urgent. Billionaire Tony Stark missing after weapons demonstration goes awry. The footage shows a chaotic scene with explosions and a desert backdrop, hinting at the origin story of Iron Man as Stark is taken captive. As Logan and Fury absorb the gravity of the situation, the screen splits, showing another breaking story on the opposite side. This one is equally dramatic, featuring aerial footage of a mysterious hammer found in a crater in the New Mexico desert. The news anchor speculates about its origins, linking it to ancient Norse mythology, setting the stage for the introduction of Thor. Fury turns to Logan with a knowing look, the corners of his mouth twitching upwards in a rare smirk. "Looks like the world's getting bigger every day," he comments dryly. Logan, watching the screens with curiosity and readiness, nods slowly. Fury adds, "Time to decide where you stand, Logan. Heroes are made in times like these." The statement hangs in the air, loaded with challenge and opportunity. Back to the frenetic news footage, the stories of Tony Stark and the mysterious hammer weaving together the larger tapestry of the MCU. And that is going to be it for If I Had Written a Hulk vs. Wolverine film. Now, it's short and sweet. It's something that I've been wanting to do ever since Deadpool and Wolverine came out. I think it would just be so interesting to see like either a Hugh Jackman version of Wolverine or even a Henry Cavill version of Wolverine, you know, going against the Hulk and being pinned up against the Hulk. I think it would be so cool if General Thunderbolt Ross like approached Logan and had this mission set out for him that he would go after the Hulk and he would neutralize him. And then the very end credit scene, we finally get that juicy thing where it kind of goes in with like Logan and Nick Fury talking, and they talk about like the big three, like the different heroes that are coming in, like Iron Man with the Jericho missile that hit, and then Mjolnir that is landing on Earth. I think it's just a perfect setup that would probably be around 2008 if something like this were to happen. It's very unfortunate that we've never gotten a Hulk versus Wolverine film, because I do know that the Lionsgate cartoon version, it's just very gritty, it's very amazing, and they really go in depth with just the characters. Like, it's something that I would love to dive into. Maybe we can dive into a Lionsgate what if with Hulk versus. I think that would be very interesting. But again, my fellow watchers of the multiverse, thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you guys do enjoy these episodes, do make sure to subscribe, like, share, and turn those notifications on so you and your friends are all up to date with the latest content. But that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next episode. Take care and have a wonderful day. Peace out.